Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon, where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV shows, merchandising, you name it. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, of course, I'll be talking about it. So here we are again. So I just figured I'll just cover one of these types of videos again, of course. And yes, obviously, again, it's related to the church because reasons. I guess you can say contrived reasons. So I'll be referring to this one individual whom I spoke about before in one of my other type videos. And yes, of course, it's something related to Christianity. And yes, of course, he wants to help the family. He wants to help the community as a whole, as in society, to reach the enlightenment of Christianity. Only through Jesus you can reach such enlightenment, which in itself makes no sense. But okay, that sounds like a damn dictatorship. It's like a boys only club kind of thing. If you're an atheist, you're a bad person, and then okay, it doesn't really have to be atheist themselves, really. Just even if you believe in a different version of his Bible, you're somehow a bad person because of that. But okay, that's kind of besides the point here because, of course, again, he wants to talk about Frozen because apparently there's some shocking news that he discovered, and only he has discovered, he knows this dark secret, and it's shocking. And he's here to expose this kind of a thing. It's up to him to inform everybody about this because the mass media has an agenda. Yes, and yes, of course, something about pagans and whatnot. Even though being pagan isn't really a bad thing, really, but okay, that doesn't make any sense. But yes, of course you're gonna say it has to do with something with magic because Elsa does the whole ice thing. That's in itself is pretty ridiculous to assume that because for one, Jesus practiced magic himself. Yeah, it's shocking. I know a lot of Christians don't want to hear that, but yes, Jesus uses magic when it comes to be performing miracles like turning water into wine, and then he at the time he already had what maybe just a loaf of bread and just maybe a couple of fishes or what have you. And suddenly he was able to feed like 500 people, 600 people, 700 people all of a sudden. It just multiplied a truck ton just because he touched it or whatever. That's magic. That in itself is magic. But these people are saying magic is evil because of witchcraft, because of Satanism. Even though the pretty much one the same, but okay. And the fact that Jesus himself came back alive, he resurrected from the dead, that in itself is magic. How is any of this not magic? I know what you're trying to say, oh, it's blessing. Or it's just called miracle. You just change the name. That's all you're doing. You just change the name, even though at the end of the day, that's all this is. Anyway, let's just get into it, shall we? Just okay. And yes, of course, I feel like I don't have to say this, even though it's just common sense. I'm disagreeing with everything he's saying. I do believe what he's saying is completely and utterly wrong. Every sentence, every word he's saying is completely wrong. And I do believe that he's completely wrong. But I don't want anybody to go to his channel and start harassing him. I don't want if he has like a Facebook or a whatever social media account he has. I don't want nobody to bother him, right? I don't want anyone to harass him or anything. I'm just throwing it out there, right? I disagree with everything. I'm just saying. With that being said, let's just get into it, shall we? So, thank you anybody for watching ahead of time. So, here we go.
So the movie Frozen 2 recently came out and it was a big hit at the box office.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
An online post entitled Frozen 2 Box Office, All the Records Broken.
I'm sure I speak for the both of us when I say,
by HollywoodReporter.com states, Disney's sequel to the 2013 animated blockbuster exceeded all expectations in its debut.
Oh, and you're a regular Rhodes Scholar. Where was it you graduated from again? The University of Duh?
Including setting a slew of new box office milestones.
Shut up and get to the point!
Walt Disney Animation's Frozen 2 created a global blizzard in its box office debut. grossing an estimated $130 million in North America and $228.2 million internationally.
For a worldwide start of $358.2 million.
That's ahead of Sunday's estimates, which showed The Family Pick debuting to a record-shattering $127 million domestically
and $350.2 million globally.
I expected Frozen 2 to be full of magic like the original Frozen movie.
No, really, I didn't think it had magic like the first movie did. I thought the entire movie had dinosaurs. Oh yeah.
And it was, but it's even deeper than the original Frozen. Frozen 2 is like an advertisement for witchcraft for children.
Oh, there you go, you're lying. Okay, you were lying from the start. I mean, yes, okay, this movie did make a truck ton of money. That's true. Just because he has some truth in this, that doesn't mean he's speaking the truth. He was just using the fact that it made a lot of money to prove, see, I have a point. I mean, so what, it made a lot of money? It's capitalism, after all. So, of course, since this one made a lot of money, that's because the first one made a lot of money. An advertisement and whatnot. But again, this is a family movie and not a children's movie. Yes, there is a difference. But, of course, you just lie. You're trying to make it as if that you have a point here, which you clearly don't. And again, witchcraft is not real.
In other words, not a very good movie for parents to take their children to.
It's a family movie and not a kid's movie. Because, first of all, this movie is way more depressing than the first one. It's more darker than the first one. And sometimes I kind of like it more because of that. The fact it's more gloomier. The fact that it comes out way more sadder than the first one. I actually like it more because of that. Well, okay, that's not the only reason, really, but whatever. Moving on. That's kind of besides the point, really. The fact that I like this movie or not is besides the point. Because, again, he's one of these individuals that's intentionally misrepresenting what's going on in the movie. And again, like I said earlier, he's acting as if magic is evil. Even though technically God himself uses magic. God himself, yes, you heard me right. God himself used magic himself because God literally worded everything into existence. So that in itself is magical.
If they want to teach them Christian values.
Complex. Oh, how lovely. How is this movie anti-Christian? What are you talking about?
And I'm gonna get into that in just a minute.
Well, there you go, lying again. You never gone into anything. Ever. That's a lie. Because all you're doing is projecting some kind of nonsense into the movie. What's going on in the movie and what's going on in your head are two different things. You're intentionally misrepresenting what the film is about because it doesn't fit your narrative of what family movies should be. So, in other words, he believes that to make a good kids movie, and the only way to make a good kids movie is through Christianity. It sounds like a damn dictatorship, if you ask me, because that's what this is. You're acting as if that this is the only possible way to make a good family movie. That's a complete lie right there as well. But go ahead, proceed. Okay, then he just gives a quick shout out to someone else because of the music. Yes, of course, the only way you can make good music, apparently, is because Christianity. I mean, I can see why he would plug this in here. Is the same as plug-in, but I can see why he would do it because Frozen is technically a musical, so therefore you're gonna use this as an excuse to do that. I'm not saying that's why he did it, but I'm just taking an educated guess here, is what I'm saying here. I mean, it does make sense in some ways, sure, but still really stupid nonetheless. Oh yeah.
Now in Frozen 2, Elsa is called by
Arg. There you go again, mispronouncing her name.
Elsa is a mysterious voice to the enchanted forest, ruled by the spirits of earth, wind, fire, and water.
Wait, what? What more did you see? The enchanted forest is being run by those elements? When did that happen? I've seen the film more than once. Several times, actually. More times than any healthy person should. But when did that happen? That literally never happened. That never. What? You're intentionally misrepresenting what's going on in the movie to fit your own narrative. Which, yes, by the way, is a logical fallacy. Do you realize that there's an actual problem going on out in the world even as we speak?
Tonight, fire crews across the West are racing to contain scores of wildfires with more than 2 billion acres burning right now. The Park Fire near the city of Chico, California, is the nation's largest. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti is there. Jonathan.
Nancy, we're here on a ridgeline, and from this perspective, you can see how the wind pushed these flames up into this neighborhood.
But okay, you want to focus on something else instead. That's not really much of a big deal. There's real life problems, or what you're talking about is made up problems. That's what I'm trying to get at, as if that wasn't obvious enough. What you're saying is a made up problem. That's all this is. It's a non existent problem.
There are even 4 pillars set up at the entrance of this forest to symbolize these spirits. The inhabitants of the forest, called the North.
Tonight, thousands of homes are threatened. An out-of-control, monstrous inferno. The Park
Uldra people look like Native Americans and they practice magic. The North Uldra people of the Enchanted Forest and the 4 elemental spirits.
Fire burning just outside the city of Chico, doubling in size since Friday. Now, nearly 350,000 acres
have a lot in common with Wicca witchcraft. For example, an online post entitled Elements and Correspondences by thenewpagan.wordpress.com states, the 4 elements of earth, air, fire, and
flames incinerating roughly 480 square miles.
Crazy. Chaotic, scary.
The fire's burning nearly 5,000 acres every hour, nearly 10,000.
The water are very important for most Wiccans. A 5th element, ether, spirit, akasha, is also used in many Wiccan traditions. These elements are symbolic of physical, spiritual, and emotional attributes.
Evacuated, more than 130 structures, including homes, have been destroyed. No injuries have been reported. This fire tornado, the result of an inferno so massive, it's creating its own weather system.
And are part of nature and ourselves. Ancient Greeks believed these 4 elements were at the root of all existing matter. Some see the points of the pentagram as representing the 5 elements. The element
Crews this weekend are battling major fires throughout the West, in Washington, Idaho, and in Oregon, where a firefighter died Thursday when his air tanker crashed.
Might take the wind chimes.
are commonly invoked at the beginning of rituals or used in their physical forms to symbolically purify the ritual circle. So Wiccans interact with these nature spirits. Now, in the Frozen 2 movie, the North
Chico resident Julia Yarbo is one of the people who lost everything. This was your dream home.
It really was. It was perfect. It was our sanctuary.
And the wind has calmed down a bit. The
Uldra people of the Enchanted Forest and the magic they practice is painted in a positive light, and they are described as good people. But the Bible has nothing good to say about witchcraft and occult practices. For example, Deuteronomy.
The temperatures have dropped, but as we mentioned, this fire is creating its own weather system. And tonight, Nancy, this fire continues its destructive path.
Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you so much.
Chapter 18, verses 10 through 12 says, "There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells."
Again, I don't understand how these people could be against magic when God himself hadn't used magic. He pretty much created the earth, the wind, and all that out of magic. He brought life onto earth out of magic. He made Adam and Eve come to life out of magic. But then, at the same time, in the same coin, so to speak, you're trying to make like magic is bad, even though technically God himself had used magic. But magic is evil because of witchcraft. But of course, you're trying to connect the idea that Elsa is evil. Yeah, we're doing this whole thing again. Elsa's evil. He's just going on a tangent just because of that right there.
Or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord. An abomination is something that is extremely offensive to God. And one of the reasons witchcraft is offensive to God is because it puts people in contact with evil spirits, posing as nature spirits to lead them away from God.
Again, what movie did you see? In what movie did this happen? So Queen Elsa over here is using her supposed witchcraft powers to turn people away, well, I guess kids in this case, away from God. What are you talking about? No, really, what are you talking about? When did this ever happen? That never occurred in any of the movies. Well, I guess part 2, I guess. I guess, in other words, what I'm trying to get at, it's a straw man argument, which, yes, that in itself is a logical fallacy. He's just going to use the fact that she has powers. 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 She has powers. She has powers. She has powers. That's it. This entire thing is just on the fact that she has powers. That is it. And it's presented in a positive way.
Nature spirits. The only spirits that exist, according to the Bible, are God and his angels, which are good spirits, and Satan and his angels, which are fallen.
This is the appealing to authority logical fallacy, by the way. So he's acting as if the only proof that you need is the Bible itself. And yes, he's using quotes from the Bible, verses from the Bible, as a way to back up his claim. And the Bible says the Bible is true, and that's all you need. That's a logical fallacy. It doesn't help your cause whatsoever. It helps me out, really.
Ministers of righteousness, whose end will be according to their works. Another thing that caught my attention is that when I was researching the 4 elemental spirits for this video, an online post entitled The 4 Elemental Spirits and Beings by RealitySandwich.com states, the 4 kinds of elemental beings are each composed of one element. Such that mermaids are water spirits, sylphs are air spirits, gnomes are earth spirits, and salamanders are fire spirits. A salamander is portrayed as the fire spirit in Frozen 2. So it seems like whoever wrote the storyline for Frozen 2 had a knowledge of the occult. I don't think this was a coincidence. Also about the mysterious voice that called Elsa into the enchanted forest that I talked about earlier, it turned out to be the voice of Elsa.
Again, just because using the Bible as a way to prove your point does not help anything whatsoever. Why is there's so many denominations of Christianity? There's the Catholic Church, which of course is probably the biggest, most popular version of the Bible. I'm not sure which denomination he believes in, but that's kind of irrelevant to some extent because all these denominations would say the exact same thing. Whether it's Baptists, the Jehovah's Witnesses, you name it. It doesn't really matter which one is which. Ultimately, because, well, like I said, they're all going to say the same exact thing. And they will all say that their Bible is the proof. Even the Muslims would say the same thing. That their Bible, or the Quran, will say the exact same thing. So we have all these groups of people, hundreds and hundreds of them, will say the exact same thing, that their version of the Bible is true. And they're each other saying is lying.
Dead mother. Elsa ended up having an encounter with the spirit of her dead mother, which revealed some secrets from the past to her. This is Spiritism, which is the belief that departed souls can interact with the living. Wiccans practice Spiritism. An online post entitled Communicating with the Spirit World by LearningReligions.com states,
this is completely irrelevant to the movie, like at all. There's no real connection, but apparently this is proof. But okay.
Many people in the pagan and Wiccan communities work with spirits.
Okay, aside from the fact that pagans and Wiccan aren't bad people, but again, what does that have to do with the movie?
And otherworldly beings. Sometimes you may call upon them on purpose. Other times, they might just drop in unannounced. The Bible condemns such practices. In the passage we read earlier from Deuteronomy chapter 18, which condemns witchcraft.
Okay, it's quite obvious that, since Queen Elsa and her group of friends, along with her sister, aren't being Christian, well, his version of Christian, these individuals must be ABC. They must be from the A group, the B group, or the C group, and whatnot. And therefore, this group of people are evil. They're the most disastrous people ever, because they're not following his specific version of the Bible, which in itself is, again, this makes his entire argument invalid. With these so many logical fallacies, it makes his entire argument invalid, because he's just using lies on top of lies built on lies.
Verse 11 also condemns spiritists and calling up the dead. The Bible indicates that the dead cannot communicate with the living. Job chapter 7 verses 9 through 10 says, "As the cloud disappears and vanishes away, so he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him anymore." The reason being is because the dead are unconscious in the grave. The Bible describes death as a sleep. Psalm chapter 13 verse 3 says,
Again, using Bible verses does not help you out. It helps me out because this entire thing is built on lies, like I was saying earlier. And this entire thing is built upon bad intel. Yeah, that's bad intel. I know this individual has a lot of people listening to his stuff, of course. And yes, I'm pretty sure he has gone to church and he's gone to the people, to whatever church he goes to every Sunday. I'm pretty sure he spoke to his family about this. I'm pretty sure he spoke about his fans about this. I'm pretty sure he spoke about the church fathers about this, and maybe the pastor, the ministry, or whatever, about the same subject matter. So he's giving the same bad information that he's saying here to them. I'm not sure what else he said because he didn't record it. At least I don't know if he recorded it anyway. So if he has any other conversation with anyone else, if he actually recorded anything, I don't know. But that's kind of besides the point anyway, because this entire thing is a straw man argument built upon bad intel. So again, this does not help his case whatsoever. He's acting as if that Elsa has powers. That's it. That's his entire thing. Elsa has powers, therefore it's bad. Because he does not like the fact that magic is being presented in a nice way. Which I don't get, because do you realize this was not the only Disney princess movie that used magic? Literally all Disney princess movies had used magic. This was not the only time. Why are you acting like this was the first time ever? I don't get it.
"Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, and the dead remain that way until the resurrection of life or condemnation." John chapter 5 verses 28 through 29 says, "Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming, in which all who are in the graves will hear his," meaning Jesus's, "voice, and come forth, those who have done good to the resurrection of life, and those who have done evil to the resurrection of condemnation. Those who are saved will be raised in the resurrection of life, but those who are lost will be raised in the..."
Oh boy, okay. This doesn't help your case. Again, it goes into what I was just saying a moment ago. It's the ABC fallacy. If you're not Christian, well, at least his version of Christianity, you're an evil person. If you're Wicca, or if you're a pagan, even though these two are basically the same thing, because Wicca is basically a modern day version of the paganism. So these two technically are the same thing. You clearly have not done your research, because Wicca is the more modern day version of it, because just like Christianity or Catholicism, aka Catholic, it branched out, because Wicca has its roots in paganism, because it started one way and then just branched out to different things, like a lot of belief systems would, into different groups. But again, this is also besides the point, because of the fact that if you're not doing the Christian thing like he is, word for word, therefore you're a bad person. Therefore, Elsa's being bad because she's using magic in a positive way. Stuff like this is why I'm saying is a logical fallacy, because either with me or against me. It's the victim complex of these Christians seem to love. I say Christians, so I was not specifying one Christian group because the vast majority would do this. I'm not saying every individual Christian would do this. I'm referring to the group as a whole, or in this case, groups, because there's multiple groups, because they show to love to do this kind of mentality multiple times over and over again. So, who's attacking you exactly? So you tell me that Elsa is attacking you. That doesn't make any sense, mate.
Resurrection of condemnation. And so you may be asking yourself, if the dead cannot communicate with the living, what are ghosts? Ghosts are just another form that evil spirits take to deceive people. They are demons in disguise, plain and simple.
Hey, thanks for the insults, by the way. If you don't see what he's seeing, if you don't agree with what he's saying, in other words, you're an idiot. So, okay, thanks for the insult. Okay, yeah, that's really helpful, sure.
To the movie Frozen 2. After Elsa encountered the spirit or ghost of her mother, she discovered that her mother was a member of the North Uldra people that lived in the Enchanted Forest. So her mother was a witch and her father was not, and that's where Elsa got her powers from. By the end of the movie, Elsa ends up becoming the queen of the North Uldra people, and her sister Anna takes over ruling Arryn.
Again, what movie did you see? So, a witch blessed Elsa, like an actual witch, blessed Elsa with powers. Therefore, she has the powers. That never happened. That never happened. Ever. What movie did you see? Seriously. When did this ever occur? You're lying again.
So Elsa ends up becoming the queen of the witches. She's a witch and the queen of the witches. By the way, I'm having...
Okay, I get it. You can make a lot of money off of a Frozen movie. And this is, of course, a merch, of course. He's selling merch. So you mean to tell me that if the movie makes a lot of money, you get mad? That's like the whole thing with this movie. He made a lot of money. That's why he started off this video. Just, he made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. But here's the thing, though. It's okay for you to make a lot of money on a Frozen-themed video, but the film itself can make a lot of money off it itself. You realize that's not how capitalism works, right? Capitalism does not just work for one group of people. It's supposed to be for everyone. Why do you think they call it a free market? So this is mighty hypocritical of you for doing this kind of a thing. So of course you're all fine and dandy with capitalism, because you want to bring in all the benefits, but you don't want the negative side of it either, because when it comes to capitalism, yes, there's competition. This competition might stuff out other competition. There's a chance that someone might outcompete you, and that's part of the risk, and that's okay. It happens. That in itself is not the problem. But my problem here is that he wants the capitalist system to only work for him, and literally, or him and his people, and not everyone else. That comes like a fascist state. Yeah, that's more like a fascist thing, but okay. Can't we just wrap it up already? I mean, seriously.
These things, it says they are an abomination to God. The nature spirits in witchcraft and ghosts are nothing more than demons in disguise, working to deceive people and lead them away from God. Not to mention the main character of the movie, Elsa, who kids are gonna look up to the most.
Oh my god, there you go, lying again. She's not trying to kidnap your kids. This supposed ritual here, Queen Elsa, is not attempting to kidnap your kids. She's not trying to brainwash your kids. If there's anybody that's trying to do that to kids, it's you Christians. Not all Christians, but I'm saying people like this, I mean. If there's anybody that's doing any kind of brainwashing, it's you. Sounds like projection, which again is a logical fallacy.
Ends up being a witch herself and the queen of a tribe of witches. That's not a very good role model for children, if you ask me. Do you think Frozen 2 is a good movie for kids to watch? Let me know in the comments section. Also, if you've watched Frozen 2 and would like to share your personal opinion,
I don't think I'll leave a comment or anything. I'm much rather make a response video like this, Because chances are you're not going to look at my stuff anyway. And by the off chance you do, you're just end up disagreeing with each other. But you keep going back and forth. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, no wrong. You're not going to see eye to eye on anything. So, kind of see that as pointless. You think about it? You're not going to change my mind. I'm not going to leave it at that. So, yeah.
Or observations about it, feel free to do so in the comments section.
No. No, I don't think I will.
I'm going to read them because I'm interested to know what you think as well.
Man, this is some bullshit! Boo this man!
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new and click the bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it and share it. Click on the screen to check out some more of my videos. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.
Ugh, okay, yeah, he was just rambling on forever at this point because he has no basis to actually build on. There's nothing here. It's completely groundless. Because considering the fact that he's just talking out his ass. Oh boy, these people like this are so uptight. Let's assume that there's an Asian woman that's into some stuff. Yeah, just think about that for a moment, shall we? I know they would get mad.
You like kicking, not you, and not the technician, but the technician's friend likes kicking dudes in the balls and like stepping on their balls?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's freaky.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely not into that.
Yeah, definitely not into that either. Yeah. No, technician's a freak. She likes to be bonded, gagged. She likes to be spat on. She likes to be choked. She likes to be kicked. She likes to be, in a nice way. She likes to be, I think that's it, yeah. What? Oh, she also is into robots. That's why she has a robot fuck buddy. She's into like BDSM nuns, and that's probably why I have that outfit. And then yeah, that's about it. Oh, she also likes pegging, and she likes to what else? She likes to make little she likes to make little men her bitches. But she's also a switch.
That was oddly specific. That was okay.
Yeah.
This is terrifying.
Why? Why?
This is a lot to handle.
Oh, there's more. Hold on. I keep forgetting that.
Oh, there's more. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's more. She definitely into step bro, step sis stuff. She likes desserts. Okay, she likes eating desserts off of, yeah, and then she also likes to is that it? I'm trying to think. Oh, she's into sock puppets.
What the fuck is that? Like just regular? How does sock puppets fit into this?
Use your imagination, bro.
I don't want to.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Well, you asked.
It's terrifying.
What? You asked?
You're live right now.
Oh.
God, I'm so happy! I hate this! I hate it! I hate this show! I hate fucking breathing air! I hate being alive! I'm in so much fucking pain! I can't fucking stand it anymore! I can't fucking stand this! I can't fucking stand this! I've ruined my fucking life! I just want to...
Yeah, bottom line is that these individuals are so uptight. That's how they act. Oh my god. So stupid. I mean, okay, these type of people act the same way in some ways when I was younger, way back in the 1920s and 1930s. Yeah, they were acting really uptight then, and it just seems that like nothing has changed. Nothing has changed whatsoever. And mind you, this is a woman he's complaining about. Mind you, yes, a woman who never got romantically involved in anything, at least for now anyway. And she doesn't have kids. She's not pumping out babies left and right. She's not married. She doesn't have a boyfriend, so no girlfriend, no boyfriend. She's nothing. She has no relationship ever, and he's mad about that. That seems oddly specific. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. See ya. Stupid.